Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Raw Law Unfiltered with your host, the DUI Guy Plus. Today, and by the way, I just want to preface this for those of you who are probably just starting to watch this video. This is not one of those, well, by God, I don't like them, or by God, let me just start talking trash about the Harkles and the Meghan Markle and the Prince Harry. This is not one of those videos. So if you're just like, oh, how dare he, I'm prefacing it right now. I know some of you actually like the Princess of Sussex and her husband, Prince Harry. So I'm not here to shit all over them. That I can promise you. I don't think I ever really did. I think I kind of talked about them maybe in the light that some of you would have wanted, which is fine. You know, you can't please everyone anytime you make a video, especially when it's a polarizing video. But the purpose of today's video is to share with you a tale about my exploits when I was in the UK. And in the UK, I just met several individuals whom um, opened my eyes a little bit to their position on, as some Brits call them, uh, the dumb princess. No, the dumb prince and his stupid wife, which is a South Park reference. By the way, again, it's a great South Park episode. But there's another flip side to this coin, which, like, it's a third side to this coin, right? So let's talk about the two main sides. There are the majority of Brits, I believe, who dislike them. Why do they dislike them? The British people, from what I have learned and what I know so far, are very proud people. They love their royalty, they love their country. You know, for God, Queen, and country. We've all heard the phrase. And they very much respect um, the royal family, and they respect the rule of law in the country. And by the way, unlike in the United States, in England, there are cameras everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. Everywhere you walk 10 paces, you probably were on 10 different cameras. Not exaggerating. It's just they don't have a right to privacy like we do. There is no privacy in the United Kingdom when it comes to your ongoings on the street. So, and they can be very judgy sometimes. Exactly, Nancy. They can appear very judgy to the outside looking in, and we can all have opinions about it. I mean, I don't like it. We were driving from the whatever airport, I forget the name of it, down closer to Heathrow, where I was going to be flying out of, and I stayed in this beautiful, gorgeous little hotel with a self-playing piano. If some of you who follow me on X have probably seen me post videos of it, but there were so many cameras that we passed on the way, just on the highway alone. It was insanity. So they respect the rule of law, they respect their royalty, and they expect the majority of British people expect a certain level of decorum. You know, class society in Great Britain is very, very stark. Like they can determine between themselves where you grew up, where you came from, and how you were educated just by your accent alone. So it's almost like a caste system, like in India, almost. I mean, there's still class divisions, but it's almost like a caste system to the point where some of you may know Margaret Thatcher, the former prime minister of Great Britain, actually had to go through training and classes to modify and fix her basically thick, what we might call country, or, not redneck, I wouldn't go that far, but kind of country farm working class type accent. So these things are very, very real. So the majority of Brits basically expect a certain level of decorum from royalty because they respect and love them, like his brother, right, and his wife. They act like to a T. I don't think um let me take a look here. William, I couldn't remember his name. So William and his wife. William's wife, I don't think even opens her mouth when she goes to like charity events and stuff like that. And to them, that seems very normal, you know, because her position is like very limited. Her position is that of a lady. She dresses like a lady. She behaves like a lady. She does not insert herself into anyone's business. And that appears to be the norm. William is the same way. He's the one with the stick up his ass, as one might say, right? But the majority of British people like that because he sets an example. He's like a reflection of what they all aspire to be. Again, this is all from my personal opinion. Feel free to disagree. This is what I have observed from what I have learned being there and like over the years. Now, so that's the first part. So because Meghan and Harry are not in line with that part of the royal family, they are being frowned upon by the majority of the British people. They're being frowned upon and they're being looked at as kind of subpar in that sense. That is why they're disliked by so many. Now, there's the flip side, the second part to that coin. Um, some people like that. They're like, look, this is the degradation of royalty. This is the flip side to that coin. This is the degradation of royalty. This is what happens when you put a non-royal in the royal palace. You know, she is there to corrupt. She's like Princess Diana 2.0. Only this time we don't have a queen to create a fake accident to take out Diana. You know, so they have a problem they have to deal with, and they can't use the same trick twice. Or maybe they can, you know, I don't know. But here's the interesting third side to this coin, which I did not anticipate. And this is kind of like a Diana resurrected type deal because Prince Harry is her son, and he's already kind of primed in that direction. Meghan Markle took full advantage of that. The former Suits actress. I mean, that's literally all I see her as. Is every time I see Suits, I'm like, oh, that's Rachel, you know. And she was so bad. Her acting was so bad, but it's okay, you know, whatever. But here's the third side to this coin. And several people when I was there have literally I'm repeating what they said to me because I did not even think about this, and I didn't even think that this is something that certain British people would be even considering and thinking about. But this is the working class, okay? First of all, just to be clear, this is lower working class opinion. So that's important where it came from. And it's almost copy and paste. Oh my gosh, they are just like us. They are going to get the unadulterated, unfiltered truth. One gentleman's exact words were, uh, her head is so empty. I know exactly what she's going to say next. And I know that what she's going to say next is going to be the truth. Think about that. She has no filter. There is no reasoning mechanism that pauses and says, should I say this? Is this a smart thing to say? Is this going to help my cause? Is this going to help my case? Is this going to move me forward? It doesn't exist, he said. It does not exist. And so, as a result of that, you get unfiltered, unadulterated unprimed, raw footage from Meghan Markle's head. I mean, that's fascinating. That is absolutely fascinating. And because of that, some of the working class, at least I can confirm because I met them, they like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry because they are not afraid to go up against the grain. It's almost like a mini revolution, you know what I mean? By the working class through this fallen angels of the royal family. You know what I mean? It's kind of like almost like Lucifer in a way, because you have the royal family that's supposed to be this perfect entity that is following the rules, that is aware of how to present yourself, who don't speak without thinking, who have the silver spoon up their ass. You know, the gentleman also said, one of them to me, he said, William has no idea what it's like out there in the real world, whereas Harry does. That's another thing. Think about that. William has been, educated with the creme de la creme of educators in the country, possibly even the world. Same with his wife. They have this delusion of reality, which is true. If you listen to William speak for more than 5 minutes, I think you will agree. He's been living sheltered. He's been living kind of like under a rock in a box, whatever you want to call it. Whereas Prince Harry is down to earth, he said. Prince Harry is real. He has experienced hardship. He has experienced loss. He has experienced difficult times. He's been picked on by his brother William, apparently. I learned that in my travels. And one of the people that I spoke with actually had a father who worked in the royal palace. He was a cook. Hence, now you understand how I knew they were working class. And his father worked as a cook or a chef for like 25, 30 years for the royal family. And his son, whom I met, said that he had nothing but positive things to say about the royal family. Like, they treated him like royalty. He was not just a cook. He lived in the royal palace. He was treated like royalty in to an extent, of course, not like, waking up and getting your feet washed and all that crazy stuff. But he was treated very, very well, and he had nothing but good things to say about the royal family. And so there's just this level of reality, apparently, that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry bring to the table, that some Brits, some, maybe very few, maybe just the working class, maybe even just some of the working class, I don't know. I only met a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the populace. That's all I can speak about. But that was really eye-opening, that this fraction of a fraction of a fraction, at the very least, see them as pure, down to earth, real, raw, unfiltered, kind of like this channel. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today. See ya.